What's up, guys? Welcome to Keto Rewind. It's week 32 of my keto transformation, and I'm here with another update. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and if you do that, it shows me you want to see more videos like this. So I appreciate it if you subscribe. And the other thing I want to mention, I'm not a doctor. This channel is based off of my own personal weight loss journey to lose 140 pounds using a ketogenic way of living and intermittent fasting, and how I've done this, how I've gotten to this point. So just a reminder, I'm not a doctor. It's just based off of my own experience and research. So let's get started. Okay, so week 32, also known as day 224. Sounds crazy, right? Lots of awesome stuff coming up this week. You might be noticing some new bra, a new sports bra or workout bra, and some new workout pants. I'm filming my gym routine video tomorrow with Kyle. That'll be fun. And a bunch of other little fun things. So it's going to be a great week. So stay tuned for more. However, with that being said, week 32 was an emotional week for me. It was best to describe it just an emotional roller coaster, because I started off the week super excited, super happy, super, like pumped to make videos. And I just had like a little, what's the best way to say it? I just had a little bit of a pity party this week. So I was debating back and forth whether to share it or not, because it could draw more attention to it, it could help, it could make no sense. But I just decided it's part of my journey, and this channel is about my journey losing 140 pounds. So 84 pounds into my journey as of today, I'm going through more of an emotional side of the journey. At first, when you first start losing your weight, being 309 pounds, I had all of my walls up around me, my head's down, I'm just surviving in life. I'm not living, I'm just surviving. And you if you're like me, you kind of go into more of a self-protection mode, and that's so that you're free of judgment from society, other people's opinions about your weight, the taboo things about being overweight, just the overall affirmation of your zero self-worth, self-confidence, all of that. So you build up all these walls, and you're just living in it in a protected as possible mode. So that's how I was for like the past 15 years. So, 82 pounds, I'm sorry, I've lost so much now I can't keep a track. 84 pounds into my journey, with each pound lost, another brick comes off my wall. And I'm at the point now where I can step over my wall, and then it also shows how much of me is now exposed. So when I initially made this YouTube channel, I knew there was going to be a little backlash. Anything on the internet, there's always backlash. There's always internet trolls. There's always keyboard warriors, sad and pathetic people. I knew that going into this. I didn't know my channel was going to grow as fast and as amazing as it has, which that was pretty awesome. I mean, I was not expecting. I figured, a few people would come along for the ride, but I didn't expect the reaction, that I have today. As of today, like 18,000 plus subscribers. So I wasn't really prepared for that, but I'm super excited, super appreciative, and I love that so much about my channel. I love it. So, and I can't imagine doing anything else. Like when you think about how much blood, sweat, tears, everything goes into losing your weight, and then you add on top of that documenting it on a YouTube channel. There's so much work behind the scenes that you obviously can't see. Lots of stuff. There's constantly stuff in my head going on, thinking of new video ideas, more ways to help, and keep inspiring myself to inspire others, and that whole thing. I mean, it's as much as a full-time job. So, but it's not work to me because I absolutely love it. It's my passion, it's my calling in life, and I felt like I've been given this position to share the love of my journey. And I'm taking advantage of that, and I'm gonna do it. I love it. So basically, I wrote some notes so I'd stay on topic. But last week, I like I said a million times before, I read the comments. I read every one of them. I don't have time to actually respond to all of them, but I do my best to try and at least love and like and respond when I can. I am a busy mom, but I always read all the comments regardless. And just normally thousands of good, happy, inspiring, awesome comments come through, and it will make up for the one snarky comment or something. But last week I just had a bunch more than I normally have. So as getting back on topic, as somebody who has had walls up for so long, and to knock all the bricks off the wall and chip away at that and start living again, it was something that I'm not used to dealing with, because I've had that protection. I've been protecting myself. Well, now I'm open and exposed because I've chipped away at my own walls that I built, and I've stepped back into life and relationships. And with relationships, you're going to have people that say things to you that you might not like. And so at the same time all this is going down, I probably had, I want to say 20 comments last week that just rubbed me the wrong way, and I let it get to me. So with that being said, I stumbled on my news feed or not news feed, whatever you call it on YouTube. I think it's news feed. But I follow Dr. Berg. He's one of the doctors that I've drawn a lot of my knowledge from. I highly respect him. And a video popped out about your body type and the food the way you should eat for your body type. I'll link the actual video below. But when I watched the video, it was like a light bulb turned on. There's four basic body types, and so I will get it right. I wrote the notes down. Adrenal, thyroid, liver, and ovary. Those are 4 body types. And I am the poster child for adrenal. I had blood work done 8 years ago or something, when I was originally gaining all this weight, and my cortisol from that lab work was off the charts. It was so high, the levels were so high, that I was tested for Cushing's. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I was tested for Cushing's syndrome. Turned out I didn't have it, probably because I was young. But my cortisol is always been off the charts. And someone who is a adrenal body type is apple shaped. So you hold your weight here. My arms and my legs were never humongous for my rest of my body shape size. But I had the huge face, like a round face. I was tired all the time. I've mentioned that when I used to wake up tired before keto, I literally meant that. I would sleep 8 hours and I'd wake up tired. You suffer from constant fatigue. And the main thing is you don't handle or tolerate stress. So if you can look back at when you got your most stressed out, or when you can pinpoint almost when your obesity became a problem, and it's usually based off of, you can pick that timeline. So I looked back, I started doing self-reflection, because after reading the negative comments, I'm one of those people that's like, I'll just delete it and be done with it, and this is it. And I was this close to hitting delete on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, all my social media accounts. I was that extreme. I was completely overreacting. I mean, it was 20 comments. I have thousands of good, amazing, rewarding comments that I truly treasure. And I was letting 20 comments really get to me or get under my skin. So it was at this point where I put these two things together. And with the adrenal body type, you are literally in fight or flight syndrome. And if something goes your way, you respond, and it's like you either duck or you fight, you know? So this is what was happening. I found I was able to like recognize this happening. And I was like, okay, I am overreacting here. Look at the big picture, step back, I stepped away, I breathed, I released all that negative energy from myself, my thoughts, you know, that stuff. And then I got back, I just walked away, and I revisited the topic like the next day after I'd calmed down. I didn't do anything, you know, like I didn't delete everything, you know, like it was one of those like moments. So, but it makes sense now, because when you have an adrenal body type, that's usually your apple shaped as well, which I'm a classic apple shape. The way you respond to stress is not really healthy. So I was starting to want to get into all my destructive behaviors. I mean, this was like completely an overreaction. So I was like throwing myself a pity party and all this stuff that I would normally do back in the day. But then I stepped back and I'm like, stop. This is what's the problem here. This is a signal. This is what's going on. And I tried to like just look at it from the outside looking in. And this journey, like I said, yeah, it's great. I weigh 226 pounds. I've lost 84 pounds. Yay, that's great. But the journey that I'm most excited about is these non-scale victories. Like I learned another thing, like another lesson and about myself and my body. So I understand it better than, you know, 7 months ago, I would have never known there was even an adrenal body type. They told me I had high cortisol, you know, like what, but there was nothing I could do about it other than lose weight, you know? So what I'm trying to say is I understand the triggers now and the way my body reacts. And there's just, with that understanding, you can now prepare and like react differently in the journey, and learning when these signals are zapping in, you know, and trying to take over your life and try to get you to self-destruct and go back to your old habits and put your walls back up. When this is all happening, you can recognize the signs and redirect that. So with that being said, this journey has made me stronger and wiser. I would have never known that. I would never have looked back and say, oh my gosh, 15 years ago, you know, was the first time like my first crazy thing happened in my life. And then it explains how I got so fat and how I just went into protection mode. And, you know, it wasn't even something that bad, but I kind of blew it more out of proportion. And it just makes you start that vicious cycle of, and I'm sad, so I'm going to eat. And I'm going to eat because I'm sad. And it's that vicious cycle that keeps going. And then before you know it, you've gained 140 pounds. So like, I can pinpoint now where I went wrong, and that was like the defining moment where I literally stopped living and I turned into this sad, lonely person. So like that's kind of like powerful to now kind of like have that knowledge in, like, it's like having a secret key to your to the way you tick, you know? So like, I feel like I've unlocked one more clue of my puzzle of how Jess operates. So like when you can have these moments where you learn about yourself, when you encounter them in the future, you can recognize the signs, you can recognize, or you can even prepare, you know, if we go there and it goes wrong, let's do this instead. You know, like you can come up with a plan. You can maybe plan the exercise. You know, like you could come up with a way to help understand, to grasp, and to like process it. Versus when normally I would just be so stressed and I'd stress and hide, and that you can't live life like that. You've got to, you can't. That's no way to live. You know, it's so much more fun now to be out in the open, to share my story, to help others. And those few people that are just morons, it's a cost of having a cool YouTube channel, you know? But I want to say I forgive them. I forgive them for making me overreact, to respond, to let it have so much of it probably had a whole day's worth of my thoughts, you know? So like that was thoughts that I had wasting on that was not worth it, you know? But I forgive them for that, because if I hadn't like gone through that this weekend and saw all this connect, I wouldn't have unlocked another secret to weight loss for my own journey. So, you know, I let them get under my skin, but I'm like, that's okay. They, you know, it just shows more about them than it does of me. I'm going to keep trucking along. I'm not going to go anywhere. I love this channel. I love what I do. It's not work for me. So I just need to have a different approach now going forward. Like I will find a way to not let them get to me, you know, and that's the beauty in this whole process. It's not just about this channel. It's about my life in general. How do I live when something bad happens? You know, someone who is someone who doesn't tolerate stress well, you know, so, but I now have a better head on me going forward to make the most out of life, you know? But basically it also showed me that like, it's easy to like let those things get to you, but at the same time, it's how you react to it that really sets the healing process of this journey. And I feel like had this happened in the beginning of my journey, I totally would have just went right underneath the rug, you know, but I am so much stronger and wiser now and proud of what I'm doing here, that nothing is going to get me in the way of 1, weighing 169 pounds, 2, seeing the finish line, and 3, helping as many people as I can. So with all that being said, it almost gave me more power to keep pushing on and make more videos this week. And that's because after I had all this happen, I pulled out like a notepad and I'm like jotting down all these new ideas to do this week. So it actually backfired on them, because now I'm even more motivated, and it gave me new ideas and stuff to talk about. So it's like, I'm still winning at the end of the day. And I normally wouldn't be so conceited, but it's really what's happening here, because I'm not normally one to even boast about anything about myself. I'm definitely not that kind of a person. But lately I feel like I'm gaining just a little bit of confidence back to not feel so guilty if I say something nice about myself. And I think that to this keto journey. So I hope this video made sense. It probably was all over the world, all over the place. But I hope you take it with a grain of salt, you know, and maybe look up those 4 body types and see which one you are, because it does help make sense of why we do what we do, why we store weight on certain parts of our body. You know, again, it has to do with our own, everybody's different. So I urge you, I'm going to click the link below. It's a pretty good and interesting video, and I highly recommend you check it out. Stay tuned for some really cool workout gear that's on the way that's not Fabletics. Isn't it so cool? And I got to the point in my journey where I'm like, none of my bras were fitting anymore. So this was like really cool to get these gifted to me, because I desperately needed new bras. I'm shrinking. I'm just constantly buying clothes, which is a good thing. So anyway, stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for my gym routine video that's gonna come out tomorrow. So have a great week. Keto on. Don't let the negative people rain on your parade. Keep moving forward and have a good week. I'm Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind.